Hallelujah. The challenge of obedience. When we consider the word of Jesus in the Bible, we soon discover that his way of life is totally different to the way of the world and of natural thinking. That is why we have to be born again. Otherwise, we only have a natural understanding of Jesus, which gives us a very wrong understanding of his ways. For example, when Jesus did some healings and miracles, he said something that means his disciples had to respond in the physical way to make it happen. Money, the example, money in a fish's mouth. In Matthew chapter 17, 24 to 27, Jesus was protecting Simon Peter commands with regards his temple tax. Jesus told Peter to go to the sea and go fishing for the fish. He told him that the first fish he caught, that he was opened its mouth and inside he would find the money to pay the tax. To the natural and logical thinking mind, that was a crazy thing to say. Whoever heard of the fish having money in its mouth, Peter had to make a decision. He goes to obey the Jesus even thought it did not make sense and go fishing. Just think if one of his friends asked him why he was going to fishing, and Peter replied, to get money out of the fish's mouth to pay our taxes. What would his friends answer to that? Peter chose to believe what Jesus said more than his own thoughts would have been telling him. He went to the sea, threw in the fish line, and presto, he soon caught a fish. On opening its mouth, there was the money. Exactly as Jesus said it would be. The tax was paid. Jesus desired that we be a part of his miracles, healing ministry. But so often we don't get involved because we believe our own natural thoughts and thinking rather than being obedient to what he said or what he asked of us. The Bible is very clear that the natural man does not receive no understanding things that be of the Spirit of God, because they are foolishness to us. See 1 Corinthians chapter 2, it spells it out very clearly. So faith and obedience are an action, acting upon what Jesus said to us. Nothing happened until we active the word of the Lord in our life. The second example I want to give you, the big caught of fish. On two other occasions, Jesus was standing on the shore when his disciples came in from all night, all fishing at the Sea of Tiberias, and they had caught nothing. Jesus told them to cast the net on the right side of the boat and you will find some. John chapter 21 verses 11. Simon Peter life and experience were the fishing trade. He knows about the fishing. Earlier in Luke chapter 5 4 and to 11, at the lake of Gennesaret, Jesus told him to let down his nets for a catch. To have Jesus tell him to go out and tell his nest down after already being out there all night. When no fish being caught, Peter could have reacted and said to him, "What do you know about fishing? I am the commercial fisherman around here, etc." Again, Peter had to make a decision that would have contracted his natural reasoning. He had done everything he know how to catch the fish, but with no result. Then Jesus told him how to catch fish. He's a carpenter. Jesus is a carpenter, but still he knows how to catch the fish. He had the choice to believe Jesus and act upon it, or he could have refused and made excuses about being tried and there were no fish out there, etc. In spirit of all the negative experiences of their being out there all night and catching no fishes, Peter obeyed Jesus and said, "Sail all out into the deep again." However, he did not fully obey with what Jesus said, as he only let down one net, not several. Jesus had said, Jesus honored his little faith and actions, and soon the net was so full of fish that it began to break. The important those experience had on Peter was enromosis. He learned to know that Jesus had to be God, because no man could do what Jesus told him to do unless he was God. Jesus demonstrated the power of what fish, and obedience to what he says exceeds anything our natural mind can think of. That is why it is so important that we learn to recognize and know the voice of Jesus Christ, and when he is speaking to us. When we are listening to his voice, we are being taught that God's ways are much higher than our ways. Isaiah chapter 55 verses 8 to 9. So the next example is turning water into wine. In John Gospel chapter 2, we read of the first miracle of Jesus. It was at a wedding reception where they had run out wine. When Mary knew about the need, she pointed the servants to Jesus, saying, "Whatever he said to you, do it." So the servant went to Jesus and told him of the need. He told them to fill the wine jugs up with water, then to go and fill up the master of the feed's wine glasses. How totally illogical. What would you do? The servant natural mind would have told them that was silly things to do. And what would all the people gathered say? What was Mary's words alone ringing in their ears? They obeyed what Jesus said. Fill their wine jugs up with the water, and by faith walked in the front of the reception and poured out the water into the wine glass. Wine came out. Jesus and Mary were right. They would have been blessed and amazed at the result of the obedience to the word of Jesus and Mary, and people commanded on the excellent quality of the wine. The Bible says this beginning of sign Jesus did in case of Galilee and manifested, hallelujah, his glory, and his disciples believed him. John chapter 2 verses 11. But it took obedience on the servant part to make it happen. For me, the all Christians summarized in what Mary said of Jesus. Whatever he said to you to do it, hallelujah. Again I can say, whatever Jesus says to you to do it. Praise God, hallelujah. We cannot go wrong when we do what Jesus said. In reach of the, for example, mentioned here, the miracles of provision only happened after those Jesus spoke to had obeyed what he said to them to do. The word of Jesus have to be acted upon. Faith is an action and cause us to obey what Jesus said to us. Let all be more willing to put Jesus first in everything and demonstrate it by our obedience to what he tells us to do. He is speaking today. Listen and obey. God bless you. May God bless you again. Bye-bye.